Türkiye. This is the voice of Turkey. Voice of Turkey. Voice of Turkey. This is the voice of Turkey. Is the voice of Turkey. This is the voice of Turkey.
Ladies and gentlemen, today is Saturday, 7th of February 2026. This is the Voice of Turkey's English language transmission, broadcasting from Ankara in the 22-meter band between 1330 and 1430 UTC on 13635 kHz to Europe. You can listen to us over the Turksat 3A and for a satellite and on the internet at www.trtdinle.com through Radio's link and under the VOT Radio's expandable section. Our email address is englishdesk@trt.net.tr. Following the news, the Voice of Turkey will present you with our feature programs, Conflict Zones in Africa and Palestine, a never-ending story, to be followed by some Turkish music. And now the news. Iran ready for fresh nuclear talks with U.S. soon. Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi confirmed that Iran and the United States will hold another round of nuclear negotiations in the coming weeks, following the first productive round in Muscat, Oman. Iran insists that uranium enrichment is an inalienable right that will continue. while emphasizing that building trust takes time. The preliminary talks included both countries reviewing framework proposals through Omani mediation. The U.S. deployed an aircraft carrier to the Middle East following tensions, with negotiations focusing on establishing reassurance mechanisms for Iran's nuclear program. Yemen's new prime minister pledges anti-corruption campaign and reform. Yemen's Prime Minister Shaya al-Zindani vowed that his newly formed 34-member cabinet will prioritize improving living conditions, fighting corruption, and strengthening institutions across Yemen. The government pledges to work closely with international partners, particularly Saudi Arabia, while addressing what officials describe as reversing a coup and restoring state institutions. The cabinet includes 10 members from the previous government and 3 women, representing efforts at broader inclusivity. Yemen remains a devastating 6-year conflict with the Houthis, leaving most of the population dependent on humanitarian aid. Canada and France open Greenland consulates challenging U.S. Arctic ambitions. Canada and France inaugurated new diplomatic missions in Nuuk on Friday, signaling support for Greenland's autonomy and sovereignty amid U.S. President Donald Trump's renewed territorial claims over the strategically important Arctic island. Canadian Foreign Minister Anita Anand and French Consul Jean-Noël Poirier emphasized their countries' solidarity with Greenland and Denmark. The consulates represent broader efforts to support Greenland's growing independence while countering U.S. pressure, alongside pledges to consult local indigenous communities on development initiatives. Russian strikes hammer Ukraine's power grid during fragile peace talks. A massive Russian bombardment struck Ukraine's energy infrastructure, causing widespread power outages as temperatures plunged below freezing across the nation. The grid operator reported damage to major power plants in western Ukraine, while emergency work was suspended due to ongoing attacks. Despite ongoing U.S. brokered negotiations in Abu Dhabi, where Ukraine and Russia achieved a major prisoner exchange agreement, combat operations continue unabated, with no breakthrough on territorial disputes, the central sticking point in peace talks. Cuba implements a 4-day work week to combat energy crisis. Cuba announced emergency measures including reducing the state work week to 4 days and restricting fuel sales, blaming U.S. sanctions for worsening energy shortages on the island. Cuban Deputy Prime Minister Oscar Perez Olivia Fraga said that measures aim to preserve essential services and economic activities while prioritizing food and electricity production. School days will shorten and universities will reduce in-person requirements as the government struggles with a severe 6-year economic crisis under the long-standing U.S. embargo.